All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. All right, here are Pearls and Flames again. This is called Reliance. I'm kind of promoting the same stuff over and over again. I think I do have one new album ordered, and I'll be talking about that eventually. But Pearls and Flames, kind of like Toto and Foreigner and all that good AOR music that you grew up listening to. Much like Billy Squier, who was all over the radio back in the 80s, and then the industry kind of turned against him. I talked about a new Billy Squier song that would be coming out, and lo and behold, it's here. And I gotta tell you, folks, my heart sank when I read the article about what the song actually is about, okay? And anyway, I'll read from some of that article. The song is called Harder on a Woman, and it's a pretty good song. Billy Squier has released his first single in 25 years. Harder on a Woman arrives 25 years after his last album, Happy Blue. Squier assembled an ensemble of performers for the new track listing, enlisting G.E. Smith, great guitar player, used to play on Saturday Night Live, also in Hall & Oates band. He also had Simon Kirke, who played drums from Bad Company, pretty cool. Bassist Mark Clark. So this was a pretty good group of musicians. The song actually comes from writing sessions he did back in 2012. Now, here is where my heart sank, folks. Some people aren't going to like what I'm going to talk about here. Some people are going to just say, dude, it's none of your business. You're a man. What do you care? Well, I care because I believe in the sanctity of human life, okay? And if you don't like that, it's not the right channel. I know, stay in your lane, right? As far as the song goes, before I get into the subject matter, as far as the song goes, it's a pretty good song. I think some of the production on it, especially the keyboards, sounds a little amateurish, especially growing up with Billy in the 80s and the kind of keyboard sounds he had. And vocally, Billy is close. He sounds older, but he is very close to his former self. So with those critiques of the music, which I think you'll probably enjoy if you can separate it from what I'm about to tell you, again, there's not a lot out there. There's not many older artists putting out quality music. But anyway, let me get to the punchline here. And you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about after this first sentence. A decade later, as news broke, this is a decade later from when he recorded or had ideas for this song. As news broke of the Roe v. Wade reversal in 2022, can I just comment here? Why does the rock media walk in lockstep with the left-wing liberal media all the time on every issue? Every issue. It's mind-blowing to me. So Billy Squier, he was born in Wellesley, Massachusetts. I think Hillary Clinton went to college in Wellesley. I don't know. It's not the most conservative place in the world. I used to live in Massachusetts, so I know firsthand. By the way, everybody, it's like 90% of residents in Massachusetts would think, this is a great idea. What a great concept for a song. I mean, all the people who promoted Billy Squier back in the early 80s, all those radio stations, all the people that worked there, 100% on board. Now, I used to believe kind of more where Billy apparently is when I was like 25 years old and before that. And I don't know if I had really any opinion on it. I didn't think about it until I got older, and then I had to start to reconcile, okay, heartbeat, no heartbeat. People really love animals, right? I watch all of these stories on the news about this animal over here was abused. This animal over here was left to die. and people go crazy. They're like, don't do this to animals. All right. But when it comes to humans, we have a very different opinion for some reason of human beings. And I know, look, okay, before we get into the my body thing, that was completely out the window the last 3 years. What do you mean? Your body, your choice. No, the government says you've got to go to CVS, then go to Walgreens, and if you don't, you can't get on an airplane. So stop with your stupidity. It's like rank hypocrisy, and it's exhausting. And if you say it to somebody, they're like, well, that's different. That's just different. How is it different? And I would argue that, yes, whose body now? Which body are you talking about? So the ruling, the song, by the way, is about the ruling. A woman has it really difficult. It's just, this is the theme. The song, again, is called It's Harder on a Woman, meaning that this whole ruling has made life very difficult for women. Now, let me add something here, which I'm sure isn't being discussed in the song. There are a lot of men out there who want the woman to go and do something. They're like, hey, well, yeah, sorry about this, but obviously we can't, keep it. And so the man will pay for it. The man will demand that the woman go and do this. Some women don't want to do this. Some women still have maternal instincts and want to, keep their baby, as Madonna once opined in a song a long time ago. By the way, I don't think Madonna is pro keeping the baby anymore. That would be my guess. I don't even know why she did that song, or maybe she is. Who knows? She's kind of wacky and unpredictable. But Billy Squier, 25 years, and his first song is about the Roe v. Wade ruling. I just like, dude, sing about girls driving cars too fast. Talk about some of the crazy things that are going on in the media. Talk about how there's no truth anymore in the world. Talk about that. But it's the same stuff. And so the argument is, of course, that women are losing their freedom. Okay, full stop on that. Now, the court ruled, here's what the court said, Billy. The court said that states now have the right to make their own individual laws on this issue. Say if you live in California, by the way, which is what is called a sanctuary state, they'll pay for you to go there. Hey, I want to do this, California. Yeah, we'll put you up in a hotel and we'll pay for everything. It's like tourism. Seriously, this is what they're banking on, that all these women across the country are going to feel like the character in Billy Squier's new song. And they're going to all flock to California. And maybe they will. And that's up to, by the way, that's up to California if they want to do that. It's wacky, it's crazy. But then there are other states that say, okay, we'll give you 15 weeks to figure this out. Doesn't sound unreasonable to me. I think that's what the Florida law is where I live. And there are other states that are probably saying, nope, not in our state. But if this is something that you still really want to do, there's California, there might be neighboring states. Well, that's too inconvenient. Folks, we live in a complicated country. Some people have different belief systems in this prevailing neoliberal music media industrial complex where everybody thinks the same, like Ukraine. It's the same thing. Everybody thinks the same. Well, of course we need to send money to Ukraine. Of course this woman, her freedoms have been eroded. By the way, we never talk about the cause. We always talk about the effect. The woman has a choice to do other things with herself prior to this problem, right? And there is, adoption. That's an option. But again, if you don't want to bring it to full term, I get it. It's scary, but it's not the end of the world. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. And I don't know, again, how people aren't thinking heartbeat usually means living. No heartbeat means not living. Very simple equation. And I came to that conclusion and thought to myself, wow, I never thought of it that way. Because pretty much all you see on television, if you're watching the so-called mainstream news, is that, you know, this prevailing view, the Billy Squier view, that this is horrible toward women. It could be really horrible if what was conceived there ends up being a woman, right? Although maybe it's not harder on a woman anymore because we really have trouble defining what a woman is. Touche. So anyway, folks, the song is okay. It's a pretty good song. I was hoping to hear just a straight up "Don't Say You Love Me" kind of Billy Squier return to form. And the song itself isn't bad, but can I recommend this song to you? Sure, go listen to the song. Maybe I'm overreacting to this. But yeah, apparently he went on with Eddie Trunk to talk about how he supports women. And of course, nobody's going to push back anywhere on this. It says here, there's a chance he may play some shows, but he tempered fan expectations, adding that it would be more likely to be in a residency format instead of a tour, like going to Las Vegas. Yeah. So yeah, the song is up. It's called "Harder on a Woman." I'll tell you what, it's just harder on society because we continue to, first of all, be divided on issues like these, and we don't have any kind of compromise anywhere. And I think most of what happened was a compromise. It wasn't the government saying that this is a legal thing. This is a government saying, you know what? We have 50 states, let them decide individually. And they are. They're deciding, look, lots of people are moving to Florida. I think it's the fastest growing state in the country. It's where I live. I'm glad I live here, by the way. There is a lot of freedom in some ways. And in other ways, people will say that I'm crazy and the governor is crazy and everybody's running around telling people what they can and cannot do. I mean, should we kill all the nesting owls on the beach? Should we permit that? Because it's inconvenient? Should we just get rid of some of them? People would be outraged if we started killing nesting beach owls. We would hear a chorus of people saying that you hate animals and it's an endangered species and you better knock it off or you'll go to jail. I mean, I just think we're way out of proportion here. Most of what is in question here is still legal to some degree. Most of it is make up your mind soon, or you might have to travel somewhere. Call California. They'll pay for the flight. They'll pay for the hotel. I mean, and I'm not telling you to go and do that. I'm telling you, maybe take the Madonna approach back in the 1980s. During Papa Don't Preach, maybe take that approach. I don't know. You could take whatever approach you want. You're a free human agent. All of that to talk about the new Billy Squier song, which is okay. It's pretty good. Maybe I'm a little more sour on it because of the subject matter. I'd be lying if I didn't tell you I was disappointed in that. But that's right there screaming at you in the article that I just, consumed. Here is a great band. I don't think they're very controversial. Pearls and Flames. It's called Reliance. Maybe it is controversial. Maybe you need to listen to the songs and the lyrics, and maybe there's some, crazy controversial stuff in there. I really wasn't expecting Billy Squier at this stage of his career to do this. And 98% of the rock media, they're going to be like, attaboy, Billy. Great song all the way around. Subject matter, very appropriate after what happened. Yeah, freedoms and rights being destroyed left and right. Yeah, I mean, it's a complicated issue, folks. For me, it's actually not, but for many people it is. So that's my take on it. I mean, I should just stay in my lane, right? Just get in that lane. Just talk about Journey every day. Just stay in the lane. But there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, folks. If you like the channel, you can also donate via Patreon or over on YouTube memberships, and any amount is appreciated. And yeah, I'll be back soon.